Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Let's just sort this angle out a little bit. How's that? Can anyone see me or hear me? Give me a hi. I can see in the room that we have Peter, Rich Mitch, Jimbo, Carty. And is that everyone so far? I think that's everyone I can see. Let me know if you can hear me okay. And let me know what you're wearing. What's your scent of the night tonight? I'm wearing Embers. I had it on today. It's my scent of the day. I had a late start today. I didn't sort of shower and perfume till the afternoon. So Embers it was, because I was going out to the shops because non-essential shops are now open. Yippee. I bought a couple of body scrubs from Superdrug, cruelty free, quite cheap. I was going to get Soap and Glory from Boots, but then I saw these in Superdrug and I thought, okay, I'll try them instead. And they were cheaper. So very exciting to go to the shops now that we're out of official 100% lockdown, but we're kind of still locked down a bit here because we're tier free here in the southeast of England, in Kent. So let's see then. We've got Tracy is here. I can't. Oh, there she is. Tracy Comfort and Sense is here. She says hi all. We've got Scotty Bean, the Centurion. Hi Scott. And who else? Who has been to a non-essential shop today and got excited and put on their favourite perfume ever for the occasion? Yep. Quickly scrolling. Okay. If you're watching and you haven't signed in, you know the rules. Give us a little hi, give us a little emoji or something, just so I know that you're here and I can make sure that you are looked after in case of an emergency. Jimbo's in Virginia. JC Russell's here. Hi, JC. Tim's here. Welcome to Tier 3, Claire. We're still in Tier 3 in Manchester. Yeah, well, it's an improvement, isn't it, I think? Bit of an improvement. Well, we can go to the hairdressers, we can get beauty treatments done, and we can go to non-essential shops. So, hashtag winning at life. Tier 2 in Sussex. Oh, nice, Peter. I hope you're enjoying your newfound freedom. Jackie's here. Hey, Jackie. Tracy's Tier 2 in Gloucestershire, but second bout of isolation because the youngest 2 teachers have COVID. Oh, no. Oh, it's not fun, is it? Chrissy's here. Chris, hi, Chris, Scented Swordsman. And John. Your hair's already fab. Thanks, John. Right then. So, give us your scent of the night or day or whatever, wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day or night it might be. What are you wearing? So I've got Embers on up here. Embers, many of you have heard me banging on about it, is a beautiful vanilla Mysore sandalwood natural concoction that's just mwah. And then on each wrist, because I did a video earlier on cozy fragrances, I've got, oh, I didn't put this on in the video, but it's Lune Feline. I cut it down to 5 because I wanted to make it quite a quick video. But I'm wearing Lune Feline, which is absolutely a very gorgeous, cozy, rich, spicy vanilla. That's there. And then here is Whispers in the Library, which is, I could describe it in exactly the same way as Lune Feline, yet they are different scents. It's still spicy, woody vanilla, but this has got more lift to it. It's maybe not quite as sweet. It's a different kind of spice. I don't know officially if there is any spices in here. It's almost like a warm sort of cinnamon, like, but not quite spice. And it's more woody, much less sweet on the vanilla. So that's what I'm wearing. And Rich Mitch bought Queer Carnage today as a backup. Jimbo's wearing Sylvain Delacourte's Virgil on his chest, Hermes Mer Eglatine on his left arm, and Imaginary Author City on Fire on the right arm. Somehow it all works together. Yeah, I'm sure it does. I'm sure we're a walking fog of beautifulness. Rich Mitch bought a backup of Quickenage. He's got 700 mil. Rich Mitch, do you think you might have a problem? Is it time to admit you've got a problem, or did you already admit that? Jackie's been hearing so much about Angel's Share. I have the sample that John sent me here actually, so if we've got time I'm going to talk about that as well. JC's wearing Eternity Calvin Klein, very nice indeed, a good classic scent. Rich Mitch is wearing Au Coeur de Desert off of Andy Tower. Peter's wearing Poison Esprit de Parfum, very nice, very sexy. And Tim's wearing Queer Carnage. Carty's wearing Angel's Share. And Chris says he's driving, so he's just listening in. Jackie's wearing Vintage Balmain Ivoire, currently texting with a shop on a bottle. I probably read that wrong. Ivoire, nice, clean. Is it a bit aldehydic, kind of like soapy scent, isn't it? I think. I've got a miniature. I've got a vintage miniature out in my front room. And let's see now. Oh, we have DK Albright says, hi Claire, I made it. Hey DK. Lizzie Bean. Rosen Jones is here. Hey all. Hello gorgeous Claire. Hi Lizzie Bean. Too kind, too kind. I saw Yara. Yara's here. Hey Yara. And if I miss any comments, I do apologise. You lot are quite chatty tonight, so it's going to take time to keep up with you all. Tim says, I was talking to Rich, that's fine. Jackie says, yeah, Ivoire is aldehydes, yes, like a copy of Chanel 19, but very animalic, musky, which I'm loving, like Chanel's Bad Girl Sister. Great description. And Rich says he got all his Dior Privés, heavily discounted, no problem. But even if they were super cheap, 700 millilitres of one perfume, Rich, come on. I think it's time. Maybe we need to all together form an intervention here. Right then, so let's start smelling some stuff. The topic of the day is really, it's kind of twofold. Just trying to get it. It's twofold really. We're going to talk about this brand, and I've got the Discovery Kit here. And fragrances, and the subject really is ethics, sustainability, you know, the whole fair trade, animal testing, all of that. And this brand's got all of it, everything covered. This brand is all about all of that. The owner and the perfumer, Simon Constantine, was originally from Lush. You'll know the big brand Lush that's on every high street, stinking out the high streets, not just in the UK, but they've dominated the world, and they're over in America and Australia and goodness knows where else. You can't not know when you walk past a Lush shop. And Simon Constantine is the son of the original owner. I think I could have it wrong, but he was with Lush for a long time as the family business, and now he's moved to the side to start his own brand, which is called And, but it's spelt with a small a and a little circle above the A. That's how you can tell that we're talking about And, the brand, and not the word and, which try Googling And perfumes or And fragrances. It's a quite, And is probably one of the most common English words in the dictionary, but And perfumes or fragrances, with the Discovery Kit, you get this little leaflet and it tells you all the different perfumes, bits of information about them, about the ingredients, where they're sourced from. But going back to the topic, And are all about sustainability, giving back, fair trade, making sure that their suppliers are looked after and can carry on going on into the future. And how do we all feel about things like that? I'm obviously, if you want to pretend to be goody, you can say, well, of course we care about that, but how much does it actually influence your purchasing and consuming behaviours? That's what I'm curious about, because I have to be honest, I was a little bit nonchalant about all that kind of stuff going back in time. I mean, when I was younger, people caring about the planet would be called tree huggers, eco warriors, but nowadays it's kind of much more, not acceptable, but it's much more important. Whereas before it was almost the minority that cared about the planet, and now I think it's becoming more critical and things are changing. So I'm curious in terms of, do you look out for sustainability, ethics, fair trade, all of that stuff? Is that something that makes you purchase something or want to try something more so than the average designer product, for example? Let's have a look and see if any of you have commented at all on this subject, or are you all just yabbering amongst yourselves like normal? Let's have a look. Let's see. Lizzie says people are waking up more to our environment. Still not enough people, but there's a lot of people to convince. Jackie says we are yabbering, Claire. Yeah. And Scott says I try and take ethics into account as much as possible. Barry's here. Essentialise. I love the idea of, and it's a pity many others don't do it. Yeah, I think for me it's a tick in the box. At the end of the day, we want what we want, we like what we like. So you're going on your own little journey, your path, trying out the things you want to try out. But I think when a brand gives something back, so for example, and perfumes, when they launched their first fragrance, Bean, #Bean sprayers, when they launched Bean, they gave all the proceeds of every single sale for the first 100 bottles back to a community, begins with a K, but they gave everything back. So that prompted me to purchase, because it's nice to know that you're making a donation to someone who needs it, or a community that needs it, and you're getting a perfume as well. So I probably wouldn't have bought that perfume had that not been the case. But it was like a double bonus for me. It's like I'm doing something good and I'm receiving something nice. So that definitely prompted me to do that. And the ethics and sustainability and being cruelty free and all of that, that makes me want to try the fragrances and to support the brand more so than just a random brand who don't necessarily do much in that direction. Right, let's have a look and see what it is. I think I see Thomas is here. Okay, yes, Ouch110 is here, Thomas. He says, hey stinkers. And Kati says, I'm aware of the issues and try to do the best that I can, baby steps. Yeah. Yeah, no, this isn't me sort of saying, make sure you do recycling, and because I'm not brilliant. I do it, or I try and do it, but I do definitely get it wrong sometimes, and out of laziness, things go in the bin that should go into recycling. So this is not me suddenly turning eco warrior on you, but just a chat in general about how we feel about, does it make a difference if a brand is giving back? Is that a little tick in the box to make you a little bit more interested in that brand? I guess that's what I'm asking. Let's see. Oh, Tony Bean's here. He says, hey, Fragdicted. Tony is in the house. Lizzie says, I've only tried Bean and Sand. I really need to try them all. I confess I've not been focused on the brand, but I do love their ethos. So I need to follow that up. Yeah. Rich is talking to Thomas. He says, my female friend has stolen my fawn sample. She tried to slap me when I asked for it back. Gone down very well. Asking Thomas about the price of the bottle. Where's my bottle of fawn? It was over here. It's moved. I've probably had a tidy up. DK Albright says sand with an O is sandalwood banana. Lizzie says bean is rich and earthy tonka. Sand is banana-like fragrance. Cassie says, I didn't mean to sound patronising. I meant that I don't think I could go 180 in a week. God, no. I mean, all of this stuff, trying to go cruelty-free, it's really, really difficult. You can't just suddenly buy everything cruelty-free. You try it, go shopping and try and get toilet bleach and disinfectant cleaners. Try and buy hair dye. Try, everything. If it's one of these bigger brands, then you're stuffed. And yes, trying to be sort of environmentally friendly and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I like flying, not that I've flown anywhere for God knows how long, but that's not exactly good for the environment, is it? So yeah, but I'm specifically just talking about products, I guess. Jackie says, no, bring out your eco warrior, Claire. We like it when you get fired up. Tim says the NES and LMR books on natural series is great on how perfume natural ingredients can be made sustainable for the environment and the workers. Barry says everyone loves a banana. Ouch, 110. Thomas says bean is good, my favourite. Barry says my banana has foreskin. Oh, Barry, you're trying to turn this conversation naughty, aren't you? But you know I won't allow it because I like everything to be clean here. No rudeness on my channel. Chris says a brand that tried to be eco-friendly and sustainable is definitely something that makes me more interested in their products and likely to buy, even if I'm not over the moon for it. Yeah. Right. Okay. DK Albright says Barry, mine doesn't. I think he's talking about his banana. And this is now getting personal. So let's smell some perfumes. Come on, like how long have we been going? 17 minutes. We've not even smelt anything. Right, so we have the leaflet thing here. I will start with the first one. This doesn't have all the notes for all the perfumes actually. It has some stuff about them, some notes. So we'll start with the vanilla one. It's called Mad. Jackie says, okay, raise your hand if your banana has a flap. I haven't got a banana. Well, kind of do now. But it's not all mine. Right, Mad then. So this is the vanilla one, and it's based on Madagascan vanilla, and it's also got other ingredients from Madagascar. So what I like as well with this brand is they use a lot of naturals, and you know I'm kind of enjoying naturals at the moment quite a lot. So let's just read to you what it says. Vanilla is a sweet answer to livelihood problems and to deforestation. Its value is almost at an all-time high. So profits, when used with integrity and not siphoned off by financial bully boys or local crooks, can be used to support essential tropical forestry programs. Sadly, the island itself, if we're talking about Madagascar, has one of the world's highest rates of deforestation, but simply stopping won't help. It won't provide an income for people or improve their longer term prospects. But by developing and distributing this fragrance, we will work with Madagascar's threatened communities to build social, economic and ecological resilience. Sweet indeed. There's more. Madagascar's threatened forests are home to some of the most intoxicating plants in the world, including vanilla, which smells loads better than a lima. But we're not talking about ice cream or a shot of vanilla goo in a skinny latte. No, this is naked vanilla packed naked. Naked. This is naked vanilla packed with luxurious orchid warmth, blended with the best Madagascar has to offer, including ylang oil, vetiver, violet, musk, jasmine and cloves. Think of this as an ecosystem in a bottle, a hug from Mother Earth. You get the picture. And it's quite a cute picture actually there of a lemur. So we've got vanilla, ylang, vetiver, violet, musk, jasmine and cloves. Where did I spell? Oh, wow. Yes, so yeah, this is not your typical vanilla scent like the ones I just put in that video about cozy fragrance. This is not a sort of warm, resinous, fluffy, and it's not a cupcakey kind of vanilla. It's not even obviously vanilla at the moment. It's more, I think I'm getting more of the jasmine, probably jasmine and ylang. It's kind of floral, but it's quite punchy, and I think that's the clove could potentially almost be more like, it's coming off more like cinnamon to my nose. It's quite punchy, floral, with an undertone of like a savoury woodsy note, and just a bit of sweetness. Okay, Dan's in the house. Let me see what he said. Just trying to read your comments. Lizzie says Jackie has gone to her bad place. I think that's because she's talking about flaps. Chris says, does making it flap in a helicopter motion count, or do you mean a turtleneck sweater? Barry says, isn't most vanilla from Madagascar though? I think it comes from a couple of different places. I think you've got Madagascan vanilla, which I think is the same as bourbon vanilla. And there's a Tahitian. Tahitian vanilla is more rare, probably more expensive as well because of that. Dan Spanel says, hey Claire and everyone. La Charisma says, Claire, sorry. Hey both. I've not got any alcohol. I've got a squash, just changing the subject, because I thought I'd have 1 or 2 drinks, one before the live and one during, because I'm trying to cut down, because there's calories in alcohol, which I don't know who invented that, but it's not good. I'm counting my calories at the moment. So to be fair, I've not got many calories left anyway, but I didn't have a mixer. So I've got alcohol, but I don't have, apart from squash, I just can't have gin and squash or vodka and squash. I just can't do that. So I'm alcohol free tonight. If you've got a drink, let me know what it is. Thomas says Mexican is the most expensive, I think, because of how dangerous the areas are where it's harvested. Oh, okay, Mexican vanilla. Didn't know that. That's a good point. Dan says, I didn't say anything of importance, Claire, as usual. Everything you say is important, Dan. Christy's here. She says, oh my flaps, naked vanilla, what have I popped in on? And Tara's here. Hi, Tara. Okie dokie. Right, let's smell this a little bit more. Yeah, so you can get the vanilla coming through now. And it's kind of, it's almost toasty and nutty as well. So it feels a touch gourmand, almost like a nutty, musky vanilla with lovely rich spice and punchy florals. It's almost reminding me of like a hot chocolate or something as well. That's nice. So that one's mad. So that's mad, and that obviously means Madagascar, Madagascan vanilla. So that's that one. We'll pop that one to the side. And Tony says this would be my fave from the range, I feel. Possibly, yeah. Bandit says, moi, he is wearing fish. That's Tim's cat. Sweetie's just down here. Aren't you, Sweetie? Say hello, Sweetie. Sweetie, say hello. No? I'll give her a stroke. She might make a noise. There you go. Just a little stroke, and you can make my pussy moan. Oh, here we go. I've started it now. No, Jackie started it. No, who started it with his banana? Anywho, Fragrance Phrase is here. He says, hi guys, Scotland has joined the club. Hoots toots, man. Dan says vanilla is my favourite fragrance note, especially Madagascar. La Charisma says, let's show Claire some love. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Lizzie wore Sweet Vanilla by Montal today. Very nice. You sent me a sample of that one. That's the apricot-y one, isn't it? It's nice, that one. Tony says, Bex just giggled at that, Claire. Oh dear. Sorry, Bex. Well, if I made you giggle, that's good, right? It's a good thing. Okie dokie. Let's smell the next one, shall we? Let's see what's on the next page. Bear. So we've already talked about naked vanilla. Now we have bear, spelt like that, as in bare naked. And let's find the sample. That's been, oh dear, bear. Here we go. Right. Let's get bear sprayed. I've got bear samples here. Oh, right. There we go. Now then, let's read you. Do you want, it's story time again. You ready? Ooh. Right. The protection and maintenance of the Great Bear Rainforest remains one of the greatest environmental achievements in Canada's history. It is from this incredible and precious ecosystem that we source our rare and wonderful conifer tree essential oils. They are carefully selected using only branches and needles, so protecting the trees themselves. The sustainable income generation helps restore the balance and builds a positive connection between consumers and Indigenous peoples of the Great Bear Rainforest, who since colonisation have suffered many hardships, which really sucks. I've got more. Cedar. Old school floors, air freshener in the downstairs loo with a top note of disinfectant. Yeah, right. This delicious fragrance encapsulates the living heart of the forest with lingering and enigmatic essence of the Great Bear Rainforest, with sustainably sourced ingredients from within its bosom that help maintain this breathtaking but threatened environment, its wonderful wildlife and its ancient peoples. Does it pack a punch? Do bears? So I don't have any notes here apart from the cedar, I think. Yeah, so, oh, Chris, thank you, Chris, banana money. I'll get a really big banana for that one, thank you, with at least 4 skins. Thank you, Chrissy. Jackie wants to buy one, just not sure which one to try. Yes, because they they're doing solid perfumes that they can ship over across, or I think to everywhere. So let's smell bear. Wow, it's quite smoky. I have smelt this. I have smelt all of these before briefly. but I don't remember this. I'm going to look up the notes because this is interesting. It's got a like a smoky, but not quite barbecue, but not quite incense. And this fresh undertone, this fresh green, which I guess they're talking about conifers, needles and stuff. So it could be that. So it's very kind of like natural green and fragrances. Let's have a look. I should have looked this up before. Of course, Bear, and it's just trying to Google these is a pain because, as I said earlier, and is quite a common word. So I give up looking for notes and instead we'll come back to the comments. Barry says, I think I would like this a proper 4 station of green love. 4 station. How's your cream station, Sue Poo, says John. Where's Sue? Hang on, let me find Sue's comment. Sue, here she is. Sue says solid perfumes can now go to the US. So Sue works for and she's confirming that their solid perfumes, what are they called? They're nut something, aren't they? Nut tags? Tag nuts. Chub nuts. What are they called, Sue? Sue's got the notes. Give us the notes for Bear, Sue. Someone says foreskins. Bear wood in the bosom, says Barry. Lucy says, I see the naughtiness has started. Isn't this where it all started in the first place? Hence beans were born. Bean fragrance by And Fragrances is the reason why we're all a bunch of beans, why we are #bean sprayers. It all started with bean because it all got a bit naughty and I flicked my bean on the camera, didn't I? Flicking the bottle of perfume. So childish, so childish. Okay, Sue says Shaw Pine, top Douglas Fir. Oh, top is Douglas Fir. Mid is Western Red Cedar and a vanilla base. Okay. Yeah, it's quite multi-layered. It feels like there's a touch of something mentholated in here. Not exactly mint, not exactly eucalyptus, but you know how some plants do give off a slightly menthol kind of vibe like that. Ooh, clears your nose, clears your passages. Got to clear the passages every now and then, don't we? Yeah, so this one's got this this fresh kind of green mentholated feel. It's quite complex layers of woods and greenness. It's very nice. It's not my style of fragrance because it's kind of woody and green. Maybe when you get to the dry down and the vanilla comes through, it'll be more up my street. But yeah, I totally enjoy that on someone else. Not sweet enough for me though, because I like it sweet. So let's move on then. Oh, let's have a quick check in your comments. Christy says, I like sun green, but I'm not a big smoke fan. I never know where to wear a fragrance. I don't mind a little bit of light smoke, but I don't like too much smoke. I don't like anything that smells like I'm stood right by a bonfire or even where it's a barbecue. Tag. They're called tag nuts, aren't they, Sue? Nut sacks, says Barry. Numb nuts, says Scott. John says your trousers are too tight, Scott. Scott says, as usual, I reach for the high notes. John Tom says, I think Bear was the one that smelled like spearmint. That might be, yeah, that's going to be the same, yeah, because I'm getting that kind of mentholated thing. So yeah, quite possibly. DK says he loves coniferous piney resinous. Rose and Jones, Lizzie says nuts, bananas, skins, beans. Why am I surprised? DK Albright, I love smoky like Arso from Perfume and Aroma. Carty loves tons of smoke. I like smelling like a city on fire. And Tom says it totes smelled like spearmint to me. It was yum. Okay, right. Let's smell the next one then, or let's read stuff. Hopefully, Supu is here with the notes for the next one, which is sand. So this is the sandalwood one. Let's read to you now. Sitting comfortably. I keep seeing this bit of hair that's kind of bothering me. Sandalwood one, sand. We are proud to be partnering Dutjan, the sandalwood producer and winner of the UN Equator Prize. They are a groundbreaking company, authentically partnered with both industry experts and indigenous ownership to bring high quality Santalum spicatum to the world stage. Sand is imbued with the essential oils gathered using niche speciality of dead wood, standing dead wood found and distilled, so no trees are destroyed to make it. In addition, Dutjan is helping restore degraded farmland with sandalwood and establishing mixed agroforestry to help improve the biodiversity of climate-stressed Western Australia. Bloody good on them. Sand. Let's see. Right, we've got more words here, which I think are to do with sand. Cigar boxes, Camden Market, bong shops reeking of joss sticks, old lady soap. Sandalwood sometimes gets a bit of a bad rap. Undaunted, we've taken the dependable old fave and turned it on its head. We've tracked down a unique Australian sandalwood, versatile enough to handle hints of outlandish but ethically and sustainably sourced banana, cardamom, black pepper with weird and wonderful labdanum and benzoin resin, which all means that this is sandalwood unlike anything you've experienced before. So unlike the bong shop, it won't make your hair stink for weeks. So let's have a sniff then of sand. I like this one. Sand, I think, might be my favourite. But let's have another sniff. So what I just read to you there, the thing to take note of regarding sandalwood. Now sandalwood, as much as that said sandalwood gets a bad rap, I think maybe with normals, I think with us fragheads, sandalwood is generally very well loved. But it does vary, it's not always the same. And the thing to take from that is it's dead wood, it's not, it's extracted differently and it's taken from dead wood. And what happens is, how that affects the way it smells is it's kind of like less moist and it's drier, dustier maybe. But you can smell the banana in this just from spraying it. And it's not, so I've had the chance to smell Vanille Banan from Comptoir Sud Pacifique, which is very clearly a synthetic banana smell, very much like banana flavouring in milkshake. This is not like that at all. It's much more subtle. It's there, but it's not like that banana, you know, like a banana foam sweet, a banana milkshake, banana ice cream. It's not like that. It's actually, it's powdery, a bit powdery, kind of more dusty than powdery. It's really nice. There's a lovely sweetness in this. It's not too sweet. It's, you know, there's no obvious sort of added sweetness kind of notes, no added sugar, shall we say, but there's a lovely sweetness that seems to quite possibly be coming from the banana and maybe the sandalwood at the same time. So it's dusty, it is woody, but it's not, sandalwood can be creamy and spicy. If I think about the sandalwood, say in Embers, which I love, or in Bengal Rouge, or even in Samsara, which I know Thomas really loves, it's not that quite that sandalwood. That can be more spicy, I feel, denser, more moist. This is powderier, dustier, and this banana is just really adding something unique. Let's have a little quick catch up. Tony says, I haven't heard a bad word said about Angel's share. I'm definitely going to talk about that in a bit. Jackie's going to get a sample of Angel's share to sniff with you all. Haven't tried it yet. Sue just said something. Oh, it's true. It's just me trying to keep up with these, with the comments and scroll. It's quite difficult sometimes. Right. Right, I'm just trying to read the comments that are relevant. Tara says, I can't recall smelling a natural banana note in a fragrance before. It wouldn't surprise me if there hasn't been one, because it's I don't think it's something you can very easily extract the smell from. Whereas I guess with the perfumer coming from Lush, he has that expertise and that knowledge of how to get stuff out of stuff. Because some things just, I mean, yeah, banana, you don't smell it very often, but I'm pretty certain I've never smelled a natural banana smell apart from by smelling a real banana. Jackie says the night flyer, or bat as it was, had banana. Yes, it did. Ouch says, where's, no, I just missed it. Sorry, I'm just trying not to miss your comments. Thomas says banana will never be natural because you can't distill them. Yeah, but they're saying here that they use natural banana. So I don't know how, is there a way that they can extract something or tincture it? It does say that, because that's what I thought. Let me find what it said again, just in case I'm misreading. Just in case. If a sustainably sourced banana. Sustainably sourced banana. So that's, unless, I don't think the company are into bullshit. That's got to be meaning that they're using real banana, surely. Peter says Felanilla from Parfumerie Générale has banana thing going on. This one's a bit Christmassy. What, sand, Thomas? Yeah, maybe. Tim says 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4 skin. DK says Liz's interview was awesome. Thank you very much, DK. That was brilliant. Liz was an absolute star. Liz Moores came on the channel about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. It was brilliant. She was amazing. Tony says, love that live, Thomas, and I'm waiting to see Liz on a cooking program soon. It's near Christmas. She's perfect. She's the perfect sort of Nigella-like kind of person. Um, Liz, what a pair! Barry! He's so cheeky. Jackie says, really like Liz. She seems so down to earth. Oh, she isn't she wonderful? She's just an absolute pleasure. Barry's asking Sue, how do you use a banana? I heard that Sue freezes them. Oh, here we. Al Thomas said, well done, Claire, for the amazing live with Liz recently. You smashed it. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, I was really nervous about that, actually. I don't know why, but I was really quite nervous. I don't do too many interviews, and I guess you worry about the technical side going wrong as well. But it was brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Tim says 4 bananas make a bunch, and so do many more. All the bananas playing in the bright blue sun. Barry says, like 2 old friends chatting and having fun. So good. Thank you, Barry. Right. Yeah, so sand is quite an unusual fragrance. It's not mega sweet, but it's got a really nice sweetness to it that makes it more up my street. The banana just adds something so unusual, but it doesn't smell like a cheap attempt at a tropical type fragrance. It doesn't feel like that. It's not like that. What's that? Vitua Apuana? Do you know the one I mean? That's very, very tropical. All the tropical fruits. It's a bit much. Just that addition of the banana, and then everything else is kind of more grounded. I think it's really nice. I like this one. It's very calming, actually, I think. Very calming. I like it. And a slightly bit milky. Yeah, which may be sandalwood, but it's really nice. Sand, I think that's definitely my favourite. Blended lovely. It's you know, you've got a lot of naturals in there, but it's all very calm and nice, well blended, like that. So let's move on then to, what have we got next? Bean. There's my bean. You know what I'm going to do, don't you? It's for old time's sake. So bean, I have talked about this before, but we will smell it again for the sake of those who haven't been present for bean flicking before or bean spraying. Its fragrance is so bombastic, it's filling the air. Tara's asking Tom if he reviewed Barna Banana. I've got a sample of that, Tara, and I didn't get that excited by it. I felt like the banana-y part disappeared very quickly. Seems to me that banana notes in perfumery don't hang around too long, that I've tried previously. Same with that Comptoir Sud Pacifique. The banana part, with the opening banana milkshake note, is stunning, but then it's gone so quickly. Scotty Bean, thank you. Treats for Sweetie. Thank you, Scott. Very kind. Tim says, flipping like a pancake, popping like a cork fleagle, Mingo Drooper, and the snork tra-la-la-la. I don't know what that means. Jackie's laughing at me flicking the bean. Carty says she's heard good things about Barna Banana. Oh, you can hear the rain. Hang on, who can hear the rain? Let's see. Who's that talking? Is it raining? Yes, Jackie. It's just pitter-pattering on my plastic roof. Tom hasn't reviewed that banana. ASMR rain. Yeah, I'll just go away and I'll let the rain soothe you all. It's the Banana Splits, that song that Tim was singing us from the 60s. Oh, yeah, slightly before my time then. We are sentients here. Hope I'm not too late. No, you're just in time. Dan says the snow just melted from the weekend here in Michigan. Claire flicking the bean ASMR. Yeah, Tom, I mean, let's give it a go, right? Here we go. So this is ASMR bean flicking. ASMR bean spraying. Hashtag bean sprayers. I suppose we should talk about this fragrance. Come on. There we are. Woo! There's no mistaking this is a tonka fragrance. It's a full-on heavy tonka bean scent. No mistake. There's a touch of something fresh in the opening, I think, lightening it up a little bit. And it's almost like a coffee. I don't know if there's coffee in here. It smells a bit like coffee to me. Lizzie says it's always raining at my gaff. Yeah, it feels like that sometimes. Kauti says that could be the next ASMR trend. Jackie, Claire's channel is sometimes a bit OnlyFans. Except, yeah, only on this channel, says Lizzie. Hashtag bean sprayers, says Bazza. Right then. Okay, let's talk about bean. Let's get this the right way and we'll talk about bean. It's Supu, if you got the notes, I don't know if they're going to be in here. Bean, here we go. I'll read you the stuff. The indigenous Kayapo peoples of the Amazon have faced a life of persecution and oppression. This comes hand in hand with ecological devastation, the impact of which has created toxic fallout across the world. The humble tonka bean comes from the Diptrix odorata tree, fruit of the Amazon, the lungs of the world. It requires native forest to sustain it and native people to harvest it. So the more we use, the longer the forest remains standing. And by standing shoulder to shoulder with these proud ancient people, we are doing our best to protect them from the ravages of so-called progress. Simple. For far too long, tonka has been sacked off as poor man's vanilla. But no one should put this baby in the corner. In actual fact, its warmth and richness make it a classic in its own right. And once you've chucked in ethically sourced and sustainable Brazilian orange oil, lavender, neroli and fennel, you're really cooking. All oomph and sophistication, like a rich, yummy, posh pudding with none of the calories or the guilt. Blooming delicious. So we've got orange, lavender, neroli and fennel along with the tonka. So must be that orange just giving it the little lift in the opening. Not that it specifically smells citrusy, but you can just tell, because tonka's very heavy, but you can tell that there's something in there lightening it up, if that makes sense. It doesn't smell citrusy at all, but it's being given a lift. Sue says they sold out the first 100 bottles within days, thanks to everyone, and we are able to buy personal protection equipment for the Kiapo community. That's brilliant. Yeah, so that's the fragrance I was talking about. When and launched, they gave every single penny of their sales to the Kiapo people. Not the profits, not a percentage, everything. So the money they put in themselves as a brand, as well as everything, the whole lot, the whole shebang. Not many companies do that. That's a serious generosity there. Lizzie says nobody puts bean in the corner. Okay. So yes, tonka to me, as I said, it kind of smells a little bit coffee-like. So it's tonka is, if you're not familiar, now most of you as frag heads will be quite familiar with tonka. Tonka is a rich, sweet, It comes from a bean, like you get coffee beans, vanilla beans. It comes from beans, tonka beans. I think they're actually banned in the States because they're actually poisonous. They can be used in cooking, but at a certain level, tonka beans are very, very poisonous. But you can get things like tonka bean ice cream, which I really want to try. The tonka is kind of vanillic, a bit spicy, rich, warm, sweetish, dark, and I think where this is paired with fennel, which is a spice that's slightly licoricey, it works with it, because I think with tonka being a little bit spicy, you add some more spices, it works. And yeah, you get this slightly licorice or anise-like feel. And my mind is tricked into thinking I'm smelling like a Turkish coffee, you know, like a really thick, dark cup of coffee that your teaspoon stands up in. Tara says, correct. Us Americans can't be trusted not to poison ourselves. Oh yes, Lizzie, that's true. Tonka, a toasted earthy vanilla, sometimes powdery, sometimes marzipan-y. Yes, it does sometimes have that almond-like effect. Slightly kind of almost bitter yet sharp and sweet almond facet to it sometimes. I don't know that I really get that from this though. No, actually I do now. Now we say it. Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, it is a little bit sort of marzipan-y. Tim, I did look up, you can get tonka beans on Amazon, believe it or not. You'd have to look up what you do with them, but you can make ice cream. So yeah, there's recipes with tonka. Tara says some high-end restaurants will have tonka smuggled in their dishes. Tonka, I think, is more amber accord, isn't it? And vanilla is more sweet. Tom can answer that more definitively than me, but usually an amber accord is made up of different resins and vanilla, and possibly tonka as well. But I don't think tonka is 100% needed in an amber accord, whereas vanilla would, I'm pretty sure, always be in an amber accord. But Tom, correct me please, because you're the perfumer here. Jackie, look at us discussing perfume. I know. Should I start off licking my bean again just to get things back on track? Jackie definitely gets almond facets. This is progress, says Tony, because we're talking perfume. Just trying to keep up to see what's going on. Tom says, I'll take tonka over vanilla any day, it's so gorgeous. Barry says, Jackie for president, wait one step at a time, channel first. Tom says the fennel is really prominent in this one too. It's a lovely one. Yeah. It's very rich. For me, my tastes at the moment, my tastes have gone weird, and I've said this before in other videos. My tastes have really gone to lighter stuff, and I'm just not feeling so much like I want to wear the heavier stuff. This feels quite heavy for me at the moment for my nose. It's just a bit rich. It's not too rich. This is the kind of thing I would normally be loving wearing. But at the moment, I just keep putting Miss Dior on, or some of the more lighter stuff. Something's gone wrong with me. Maybe I've got some kind of variation of COVID. Don't say it. Don't say it. I'll get demonetized. Tara says, sounds nice. I have wild fennel that grows in my yard, which is a bit frustrating but smells fantastic. Okay, right, I think we've got one more, and then I'm going to do angel share, because I know you lot were all talking about it quite a lot just then. So let's do the final one, which is frank. So this is based obviously on frankincense. Or spray it, let it settle, and I'll read you words. I'll read you some words. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to know these fragrances in a bit more depth. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a more in-depth thing on these. Frank. Where's Frank? He was right at the beginning, wasn't he? Like how I've made him a he because he's called Frank. Right. I smell violet. Is there violet in here? Okay then. Ready for words? I need a sip or a swig. Right then, here we go. The precious golden tears of resin from the frankincense tree have been lovingly harvested by at least 20 generations of families who control the Marder Moj. More recently though, a deadly combination of drought and economic pressures have pushed trees to the edge of extinction. So the continued and sustainable production of frankincense is a vital trade lifeline in a region often isolated by economic sanctions and security concerns. By sourcing our frankincense directly from communities like the Marder Moj, we can put money directly back into developing nursery sites and to work with the tragically displaced communities to support their fragile livelihoods, which, to be frank, we're rather proud of. Frankincense. Bet you're thinking dark, churchy, dusty incense and smells of dodgy pipe-smoking priests' frayed robes. Fact is, frankincense can be fresh and fruity. Seriously, what we do with this arcane and noble fragrance is close to a miracle, a true celebration of fun, fresh and fruit. You heard, and not any creepy old clergy or a spooky gothic church in sight. Thank God. Okay, very cheeky there. No notes listed though, so if Supu is available with the notes, that would be amazing. But it certainly does smell fruity to me. It also smells of violets. Yes, like blackberries, blueberries, violet. It's kind of fresh. Thomas says, amber is vanilla, patchouli, labdanum, but you can switch it around and use tonka instead of vanilla, or replace labdanum with another resin like myrrh. So that's how you get an amber accord. There you go. I'll try and remember that, but I just know it's usually a mix of resins and vanilla. Would you put benzoin in there? Because benzoin's got that lovely vanillic, powdery scent to it that works well, doesn't it? Okay. Okay, Sue's got the notes. Scrolling back to get the notes. Lime and lemon. Oh yes, now you say it, they're so blatantly there. Lemon and lime, yes. But why was I getting violet? Ylang ylang, mango, frankincense, myrrh and vanilla. So the fruitiness is coming from lemon and lime, and I was thinking blackberries and blueberries. But now, as soon as you said lemon and lime, it's totally lemon and lime. It's funny that, isn't it? But it still feels a bit fruitier than that. It feels more than that. Excuse me. And it was smelling violety to me as well. And it was reminding me of one of Sarah McCartney's fragrances, 4160 Tuesdays. Maybe New York 55, one of the ones with violet and fruits. Lizzie says, if saying incense, do I just say frank or still say frankincense? I get confused with that because incense, I always think of incense sticks, like flavoured with other stuff as well. Lizzie says, I like lime, not so fond of lemon. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't always love lemon. But this is really nice. This is really fruity. It's a bit sharp in a good way, in like a zingy way. And a little bit of sweetness, something sort of rounding it out. Jackie says, I think I'll end up blind buying this one in the solid perfume. Sounds like one I'd like. It is really nice. It's not, as the description said, as the bump said, it's not this churchy, it's not this austere, churchy, cold frankincense. Because it's got this fruity lift, this zing and zest. Yeah, Jackie's saying, yes, New York 55. Yeah, I don't know why it's giving me that. It's not as sweet as that. That's kind of like got a bit of candy floss going on in it and all sorts of other stuff. It's not as sweet and girly as that, but it's just giving me kind of a similar feel. Is it smoky though? I do like incense notes. Only a tiny, tiny bit if you think about it. But not really. It's not like smelling the smoke from a fire. Just a tiny hint of smokiness and more like an incense smoke, but you know, as if you're burning incense round the corner and just catch a tiny whiff of it. Lemongrass. Thomas, yes. I can see what you mean. Yeah, I do. Is it in there? Is it supposed to be in there, or it's just what you get? Barry says, I like licking a lemon. Tim says it's more and more like a tropical downpour on your roof, Claire, with all the descriptions of tropical fruits. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is really nice, kind of powdery, fruity, but complex. Definitely niche, but not really hard to wear or hard to understand. Not challenging at all. I like that. Yeah, that's nice. So that is all of the And perfumes. As I said earlier, I will be revisiting these in a much more detailed way in the new year. And let's move on. So we're going to move on to Angel's Share. John sent me a sample. Where is it? Here. I'm going to put this one on my skin. I did try this yesterday. Was it yesterday, John? I think I messaged you. And I wasn't that excited about this fragrance. When I saw everyone buying it blindly, like mad people that you are, all of you bean sprayers buying Angel's Share. And I saw the bottle that looks like a whiskey tumbler, and I thought, that's not going to be for me, because I don't like boozy fragrances. I don't mind a hint of booze. I like booze in my glass, in my hand and in my mouth, but I don't really like a boozy, to any strong degree, a strong boozy element in my fragrances. So I wasn't really going to hunt a sample down. I just wasn't that interested. But John Boy, Scented Snowdrops, the lovely John, sent me a sample anyway, and I'll tell you what I think. Let's just catch up on the comments. Lizzie says, frankincense tends to be the richest and driest of spices for my nose, almost to the point of sneezing. Kind of like that. Sneezing is good. Yes, when you need to sneeze and then you finally do sneeze, there's that sense of satisfaction. It's almost like when you eat after you haven't eaten for ages, or when you achieve something you haven't achieved for a while. There's that like you needed to do it. It's a relief, isn't there? Tom says anything that is burned to create fragrant smoke is incense. So oud can be incense. Any resin that's burned, myrrh, frankincense, blah blah. Tell me to shut up if I'm going on. That's brilliant. It's brilliant, Tom. That's what we need to. It's what we need to know. Dan says I'm on lockdown to stay COVID free, not because I have it. Oh, hang on. Let your comments scroll to. Oh, I wish there was a better way of looking at these comments, and I'm still being able to look at you. So I'm always like looking down there, and I don't like that. Sue says thank you, Claire. Thanks everyone. Thank you, Sue. Yeah, it was yesterday, says John, that I messaged him about Angel Share. Sue woke up at 5 a.m. falling asleep now, lol, but if anyone needs me, please email sue@andfragrance.com. So if you want to know more about the fragrances, if you want to get in touch with Sue, she represents the brand, there's her details there. Sleep well, Sue. Fragrance Phrase says it's snowing in Scotland. Oh my god. Ouch says, oog, Angel Share keeps popping up everywhere. And David May's here. David Day is in the house. Hi, David. Right, okay. Let's talk about Angel Share now, shall we? Who's up for it? Yes, I was surprised. I didn't expect to really like it. It's not as boozy as I expected. I was expecting full on, I don't know if the note is whiskey or brandy. Is it? I don't know. It's, I can't remember. You can all tell me. But I feel like it's done at a low level. So the brandy note or whiskey note, whatever it is kind of minimal. Not there, but it's lightly done. And I actually get something that reminds me. Now, John also sent me a sample of, is it I Don't Need a Prince by My Side to Be a Princess, Rose de May. And when I smelled this, I was reminded of the opening of that. So it's kind of, the opening of that is a very pleasant, kind of fruity floral, a little bit more of a mainstream style fragrance. Lizzie says, Angel Share, tried it for the first time thanks to John. I'll wait till Claire's ready, then let the games begin. Jackie, spraying Angel Share now. Oh, it's brandy is the note in there. A little bit of licorice up the top, says Jackie. Rich and very sweet. I've got a burnt sugar with spices, cinnamon, and a hint of orange, but I do get booze. Yeah, all of everyone said, totally. It's definitely a sweet fragrance, but it's not syrupy, rich, overindulgent sweet. So I was saying to John, Black Phantom, I really didn't get on with. Not that I don't like the smell, but it was too rich for me. It's the kind of scent that I would rather as a candle or room fragrance, like by the fireplace as well. It's just too much, just way too much. But this is not like that. This has got it's got a lightness to it. It's got this rich sweetness. It's quite ambery. Smells like vanilla and resins, and it's really cozy with this hint of this brandy or whiskey, and as Lizzie says, kind of sugary. Chris says Angel Share reminds me of a good bourbon with the char of the barrel still sticking around. Yeah, it's like they also made me think of, I've got a fragrance by Mukla. It's Alien Liqueur de Parfum. So it's like Alien Essence Absolute, but it was the Liqueur de Parfum one, which is a rum. It's supposed to have, I think it's like a rum accord, and it's rum that's been aged in oak barrels or something like that. And it's kind of making me think of that. Not the whole fragrance itself, but it just reminds me of that kind of like aged in oak barrels, boozy note. DK, I love a whiskey note oak barrel. Rich Mitch says rich sweetness. Yes. Tony says I'm the same, Claire. Black Phantom was too much for me too. Dan nearly disowned me when he found that out. Carty says not too rich for me, though perfumes can easily be too rich for me. Okay. Yeah, it's funny. I think it probably depends on the way that it's balanced, or the way whatever the notes are or the ingredients are. If certain ingredients are too heavy, it's just affect me, and I'm just like, no, that's too rich. But I've got some really rich sweet perfumes that don't have that effect on me. But Black Phantom, I just couldn't. It was annoying. It was annoying to my nose. Jackie says it's definitely softer than what I expected. Yes, me too, 100%. It has a lovely lightness. I feel like they've mixed something in here, like with the orange in the bean fragrance. The orange helps to keep it light, and I feel that they've done that here. They've mixed something lighter in, so that it's not thick and heavy and too rich. It's definitely got a lightness, a transparency, which I really appreciate. Fragrance phrase says Kilian, overpriced and overhyped. Lizzie says it's sweeter than I expected, but a rich brown sugar, muscovado sugar. Yeah, I can see that. Chris says it's one of my favourites from Kilian now, more wearable than single malt. I haven't tried single malt, but that's the sort of thing I wouldn't try, because I'm expecting just to be pure booze. Carty says I'm almost positive Black Phantom will be too much for me. Jackie says I think this is on the edge of gourmand that I'd wear. Yeah, it's definitely feeling gourmand. And I said to John yesterday, I got an almost almond-like nuance from it, which it has quite a lot of gourmand elements to it. I feel like it's quite vanilla-y. And I mean, booze itself is considered, of course, a gourmand because you can consume it. But it's sugary, it's vanillic, but it does have a freshness. And fruity, so it's got like it's dried fruits. I think, John, you said. I said it smelled a bit like apple crumble, including the crumble. Like it got a bit biscuity on my skin yesterday after a little while. But it's stewed fruits, isn't it? It's like rich stewed fruits. Tom says, I haven't found a Kilian that's blown me away yet. They all seem so overly sweet. Yeah, I think they kind of specialise in very sweet fragrances. It's quite a lot of gourmandy type or boozy, which I guess makes sense. Tara says, I got dried fruits and nuttiness as well. Dan says, it smells amazing on me. John says, I recommend Imperial Tea for you or Love and Tears. I want to smell more Kilian. I'm going to try and sort of smell some more. I want to revisit. Years ago I tried Intoxicated, Smoke for the Soul, and another one from that range. And I remember liking them, but I was really tight with the samples and I thought they were weak. Looking back, I just didn't spray very much of them. So I want to retry because I remember liking them. And Jackie says, I can smell that, Claire. It's definitely got an almond, amber, maybe benzoin. I've got it sprayed on the back of my hand. I'll see how it dries down. Yeah. Barry says stewed fruits like Christmas pud. I know, more like a what you put in a crumble or a pie, you know, because Christmas pud's just like dried fruits, isn't it? Like the raisins and stuff, unless I'm wrong. But you know, when you stew fruits, you almost condense them down so they're richer than they were before you cook them. Like that, condensed stewed fruits. Maybe, to me, I'm thinking apple, but that's because I'm getting the spices that you get with apple pie, like very cinnamon and spicy. It's like, I said this to John yesterday, it's like Rosé All Day from Gallagher, but it's not as massive. Rosé All Day is a very big fragrance. It's very loud, very strong, extremely rich. It's like someone said, look, I really like Rosé All Day, but I need it to be lighter, more wearable, more versatile. I want to wear it every day. What can you do? And Kilian said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to give you an angel's share. But yeah, Rosé All Day is the closest I can get to what this smells like. Tom says he tried lots of their weird Russian exclusives in the hot air balloon bottles and they were awful. Dan says Back to Black is the biggest sillage monster I own. Fragrance Phrase says Dark Lord is like something from an old Hammer horror movie. Jackie says, I think British Christmas pudding is very alcoholic. This isn't that powerful. Yeah, the alcohol is just a small shot, isn't it? It's just and it's almost like a liqueur. Rather than, if you sniff a glass of brandy or whiskey, it's really strong, isn't it? But if you have a liqueur, it's sweeter and not so hard hitting. This is more like a liqueur. Tony says, I love Christmas pudding, surprise, surprise. Jim says, I was interested until you said Rosé All Day. I hate that fragrance. I think it's safe to say, Jim, you probably won't like this. I honestly think there's quite a lot in common, except that it's just that this isn't as big and heavy. Jackie says, yes, Claire, definitely more liqueur than a cake that lights up in blue flames. Christy says, I like Rosé All Day, but I have to spray it on my ankles only so I don't pass out. It's so heavy, isn't it? It's so heavy. Lizzie says, Ojan is very like Angel's Share, but not so warmly sounding, less heavy. Ojan is appley, more lightweight with marzipan nuances, which is love very much. Tony says, I do, Barry, and it's Belgian Bun Day tomorrow. They only make them on a Friday in the independent bakers I go to. Can't wait. Oh, Tony. I'm not eating cake at the moment. Well, I could, but then I wouldn't have much calories left for lunch or dinner. Yeah, so this is really pleasant. Not to the point that I'm going to hunt down a bottle, because it's not mega unique. It's not mass. It's not like it smells like lots of stuff I've smelt before, but I have smelt things slightly similar to this before, and I've got so many vanillic fragrances, and I would call this a vanillic fragrance primarily, or vanillic or ambery, or I don't know, it's fruity as well, but yeah, it's not mega unique, but it's also not, I'm belching again, it's also not mega common, so it's good. It's a solid thumbs up from me. Tony says, sorry Claire, I'll eat all of the gypsy tarts in existence to make it easier for you. I love gypsy tart. Don't even talk about gypsy tart. Barry says you can't beat a good egg, or maybe you can. You can tell Barry's a dad. Dan says, the more sweet and gourmand, the better for me. DK says, I'm baking Claire Claire, a pear pie, the transatlantic flight though, yeah. Lizzie says, if I'm critical, Angel's share is a tad heavy or cloying for me, just a tad. Barry says, the beauty of living in a greenhouse, ASMR special, yep. Tara says, I need to go make dinner. This was fun. Thanks Claire. Thanks everyone. Talk to you all later. Bye, Tara. Barry likes a pear. Right. Okay. I think I'm done. I am done. I'm tired. It's bedtime, I think. So I'm going to say goodnight as well. Angel shares good. So night everyone, thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Don't forget to check out my last video. I just put it up today on cozy fragrances. I tried something new. Let me know what you think. This is different.